Yo, it's your boy WesTheTech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now today we're going to go over how to register a song with BDS, Mediabase, and Soundscan, all right? So if you're a recording artist who's trying to actually figure out how to register your song with BDS, Mediabase, or Soundscan, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm gonna go over everything that you need to know about these three companies and why it's very, very important for you to get your songs registered with them moving forward, all right? Now, before I continue, I definitely wanna let you guys know about my free music business checklist tool that's available to download off of my website right now. With this free tool, you'll actually be able to identify 3 things that you could do right away to start your own music business today. So if you want to grab that tool, you can click on the link above. I'll also leave the link in the descriptions below, all right? Now, when it comes to these 3 companies, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it can be a little confusing only because there has been some changes that has happened over the years. You know, there's been some name changes and things like that has kind of complicated the situation, but really and truly, these 3 companies pretty much all do the same thing. They just do it in different ways. What these companies are actually in charge of doing, they are actually in charge of collecting data when your music is being played, all right? Specifically when it's being played through radio airplay, whether it's online radio, whether it's actual radio, you know, through terrestrial radio, AM and FM radios, whatever the type of radio, they are actually in charge of collecting that. But they don't just collect radio plays, they also collect, you know, stream counts. They also collect music video play counts. They also collect how many CDs and stuff you sell if you're still selling those things as well. But the reason they collect that information and the reason it's important to register your song with those different places, because that's the only way that you're actually going to be able to get on the charts, right? When I say the charts, I'm talking about, you know, the Billboard charts, the radio charts, you know, the online radio charts, all of these different charts that are out there that actually calculate people's plays, how many times people are listening to songs, you know, the top 100 lists, you know, the top 100 hip hop songs, all of those different things. These are the only way to actually get your music to actually, your music plays to actually be counted towards those charts, is for you to actually register with these companies, all right? You may have run into a situation before that you tried to submit your song to a radio station, and that radio station probably asked you, hey, did you register your song yet with BDS, right? Because radio stations don't like playing songs that aren't registered yet. Why? Because they have a chart to maintain themselves, right? They have, as a radio station, there's a chart that they follow, and there's different charts that they want to get on as well. So they want to make sure that your song is registered. That way, every single time they play your song, not only will they get the count, but you'll also get the count for it as well. So it's very, 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 very important to make sure that you are registered with these companies, all right? But registering with these companies honestly isn't the hard part. The hard part is understanding how these companies have changed over the years, all right? Now, so that I don't get too complicated, all right, with the 3 companies, I'm just gonna break it down for you step by step with each company. The first one is the Nielsen BDS. This is the main one. This is the elephant in the room. This is the lion's share of it, right? This is the world's leading data collector when it comes to this whole thing that we're talking about, right? The BDS actually stands for Broadcast Data Systems, all right? And Nielsen, it was the company that initially created it, all right? And like I said before, they're in charge of collecting the data, right? The data to get you on the charts and all of those different things. The only thing is that Nielsen BDS actually isn't technically here anymore. All right. Now, before I could continue with that, I know that sounds wild. I'm telling you to register for it, but I'm also telling you it's not here. Let me explain the next one. The next one is Mediabase, right? Mediabase is the same concept as BDS, but the only difference is that Mediabase actually counts it using humans. There are actually people sitting in an office making the counts, right? Versus BDS, that was all computerized. That was all computer system based. So there were two different companies that counted the same counts, but they did it in 2 different ways, right? the reason I'm telling you that Nielsen isn't available anymore is because BDS has actually merged with Mediabase, right? So moving forward, if you need to register your song with BDS, all you got to do is register your song with Mediabase. It happened a couple of years ago, right? So anytime you see that, you may be in a situation that they ask you to register your song. Is your song registered with BDS? All you got to do is register with Mediabase because it's going to count for both. Moving forward, it's been like this for a couple of years now, but I just want to make it a point and make it clear that BDS, Nielsen's BDS, doesn't do it anymore. Essentially, they have merged with Mediabase, and Mediabase is in control of the whole process when it comes to collecting data, when it comes to that. All right, so all you essentially have to do if you need to register for BDS or Mediabase is just register with Mediabase because it'll count to both. All right, so that is what those two are. Now, if you don't know how to actually register your song through Mediabase and you don't know the website or anything like that, well, I got your back. You can click on the link above. That'll take you directly to the form if you need to actually register your song with BDS or Mediabase and or Mediabase right now. I'll also leave the link in the descriptions of this video as well. Fill out that form. Once that form is filled out, right, your song, you will then get an email not too long after letting you know that your song has been registered and your song has been encoded, which means that they will start counting your song plays off the radio moving forward. All right. So again, Nielsen's BDS and Mediabase have merged. Now it's just all under the umbrella of Mediabase. All right. Now, with that being said, the next one I'm going to speak about is Soundscan. All right. Now, what makes Soundscan different from the other two is that Soundscan actually track your sales, right? They actually track how many CDs you sold and things like that as well. To what? To add to those same charts, right? To see if you go platinum, if you go diamond, and if you qualify for all of those different things. How are you? Who's actually keeping track of that count? That's what Soundscan was here for, all right? Soundscan did the tracking of the actual CDs and disc sales, while Mediabase and BDS did all the digital and virtual stuff, right? Soundscan did the physical, but Soundscan, like Nielsen, is not here anymore. It's actually, they have actually changed. I don't know if they changed their name or if it's just a different company that actually does it now. But the company that you need to go to in order to do this moving forward is called Luminate. All right. So if you've ever in a position that they ask you, have you registered with Luminate yet? What they are actually asking you is, have you registered with Soundscan yet? It's the same thing, right? So it's formerly known as Soundscan, but it is now Luminate. So essentially, these three things that you have to register for, these three companies that you have to register for, now it's only two companies. It's Mediabase and Luminate. As long as you register with both of these companies, right, you will be able to have your music tracked moving forward, which means that your music and your accounts will show up on the charts just like all the big famous artists out there. All right. Now, when it comes to Soundscan, which is now Luminate, Luminate also has a website and it also has a form to fill out as well. But before I actually share the link with you guys, I have to describe this and I have to kind of break this down, right? Luminate actually has different forms that you have to fill out, right? There's one form that you have to fill out that's just purely the title of the song, right? Every single or album, you're going to have to fill out the form as it's a title, right? Then there's another form that you actually have to fill out with Luminate that is the actual tracks themselves, which is weird to me because why is it separate? I don't know. Maybe they do the count by the title one way and they do it by the tracks the other way. It makes sense for the album for sure because, you know, the title of the album is one thing, but then each track on the album needs to be registered individually. So I understand it in the concept of an album. As a single, not so much because the title of the single is the same title as the track. You get what I'm saying? But either way, you have to register using both of those forms as well. So I'm going to share both of those forms with you. But I want you guys to understand that you have to register with both of them. So the link above is for the title. right? That's the title, just the title, the form for the title itself, directly from Luminate. Again, I will leave the descriptions in the descriptions below. And then this next link that I'm going to show you, that's the link that you actually fill out for the tracks themselves, all right? And again, that'll be in the link below. So essentially, and this is why I said it's a little confusing, right? Because it used to be 3 companies, now it's just 2 companies, but there's 3 forms that you still need to fill out. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of tricky, but moving forward, anytime that you create a song and that song is up to be released, you want to make sure that you're registering all 3 of these forms. The one with Mediabase and the 2 different forms that you fill out with Luminate. You have to make sure you have these filled out, and if you can, fill them out before the release date, right? But there are some information that they're going to need from there. Of course, they're going to need your name, your email. They're also going to need the song title, things like that. But they will need your ISRC code as well. That's the most important thing that they're all going to ask for. They're all going to ask you for your ISRC code. And obviously, that code is given to you by your distributor if you don't own your own ISRC codes or whatever the case may be. So once you register your song for upcoming release, right? And let's say you register a month before the song is actually released. As soon as you get that ISRC code, go ahead and register to these 3 forms to make sure that you're ready and you're in line for when that release comes out, that they can start tracking it immediately, all right? But that's essentially what those 3 companies have become. Nielsen BDS, Mediabase have merged into one, and Soundscan is now Luminate. So essentially, all you have to do is register with Luminate and Mediabase, and you're completely covered moving forward. I hope that made sense. All right, again, the links that I'm sharing with you isn't the link to the websites, so you have to search everything. It's a link directly to the forms themselves. All right, so I made this a shortcut for you guys. Super easy. All you got to do is just make sure that you have the information when you actually go out and film the forms. All right, but that's pretty much it, guys. That's what this video was about. I just wanted to bring awareness and education to you guys when it comes to registering for these things, so that when the time comes that you are submitting your music to a radio station and they're asking you about your BDS, you already got it covered, you already got it registered, and you're already ready to go, all right? But again, guys, that's pretty much it. Now, before I let you guys go, I definitely want to let you guys know about my music business book here, the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business, all right? This actually laid out all the 13 steps that I took to put myself in a position to leave my 9-to-5 job, which I hated, to now doing music full-time, which I love, all right? So if you're in a position that you're not too happy with your job and, you know, you feel like you're an artist and you really just want to make music for the rest of your life, but you don't know exactly how to go about doing that, then you absolutely need to grab this book. Again, it's the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business, all right? I have it as an ebook form. I also have physical copies as well, all right? The link will be in the bio. It's all the steps that I took. I've been doing music independently by myself without any 9-to-5 or full-time. I've been doing music full-time for years now, and I want the same exact thing for each and every single one of you guys who have joined my community, who watches my videos, and so on and so forth, all right? So make sure you grab that book. It's worth every single penny, and I promise you, you will have results once you grab it, all right? But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this video helped bring clarity to BDS, Mediabase, and Soundscan. And of course, if you guys have any additional questions or concerns or some things that you may not understand, you could leave links or you can leave your comments or the question in the comment section below. All right, if you have any questions in regards to anything else music related, just go ahead and fill the comment section, because again, I'm here to help you guys out as an independent artist. All right, but that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I feel like Moses, big ones. Yeah. Can nobody hold me? Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling like Daniel, Big Daddy. Yeah. Can nobody face me? Yeah. I feel like Joseph, Big Joseph. Yeah. Can nobody break